No one said it was going to be easy, but the faithfuls knew it was going to make it. Nearly 2,100 issues later, Philippine news is basking in its success story and its place in history.
The Philippine news at that time was called the Manila Chronicle, United States edition. Our news from the United States is mailed to the Philippines so that it could be incorporated in the Wednesday issue of that same paper.
Ben Salvan was the paper's first employee. The Baguio City transplant worked with founder Alex Esclamado for 5 years during the newspaper's struggling days.
Until that time, the Philippine news was done exclusively in the garage of Alex and Luli Esclamado with the help of the children and whoever family members. Anywhere from Central California up to Northern California, they don't know about the paper, about the existence of the paper. That's why Alex and I, during the week and most of the weekends, we go to places where there are Filipinos.
Salvan laughs at the memories now, but back then, money, or the lack of it, was not an amusing subject.
And there are times when Alex, he will go into a pool hall where there are manongs, Filipinos. He will stop them during their games and make a speech. I said, "Oh, this is a pool hall. How can you do that?" But he does it. He talks, and then when he gets their attention, he tells them about the merits of having a Filipino newspaper around them.
With any fledgling enterprises, finance is always the elusive muse to be chased. Philippine news wasn't exempt. Salvan says the paper was able to survive because its founder was a relentless, clever, and brave entrepreneur.
The cheapest way that we could print the paper is to have the last run of the print shop, of the printers. Before they wash out the machine, they run the Philippine news.
Missing a deadline is a death sentence for a journalist. Missing the Wednesday deadlines for the paper meant no food on the table for the faithful employees.
In fact, there was one incident when we are in danger of missing an issue. Where to get the money, we don't know. We pushed a non-operative car that's still registered in his name. We pushed it at night in front of a lending institution. And in the morning, we applied for the loan.
Their loan was approved and their streak unbroken.
We were able to publish that week. We come out with a paper every week, and I'm very proud to say that we never missed an issue. Never did, in spite of the limitations.
Despite the hardships, Salvan is thankful for the experience. During his 5-year tenure with the paper, the 66-year-old witnessed history in the making.
First issues that we had, it will fit in the back of a car, or back of his little station wagon. And then a few years later, we have to print, so we have to rent a trailer that is attached to our car. So you could feel that it is going bigger and bigger. And then finally, they have a truck to deliver it.
You better hide when you read that, because if somebody sees you, they might arrest you. I said, who'll arrest me? Marcos's people. I said, why? Because the Filipinos is anti-Marcos. And you have to know, in '85, this was the eve of people power.
Cherie Caro Moreno is Philippine News' current publisher and editor-in-chief. She knew of the paper's reputation prior to joining its staff.
I was calling for a friend of mine who was asking what newspaper he would advertise at, and I called the Philippine Consulate in San Francisco, and they said, he rattled off names of newspapers and not Philippine News. I said, what about Philippine News? How about that paper? He says, well, we don't recognize that paper. And I said, why not? Because it's anti-government. So that told me that was the paper I should read.
Moreno became the head of the paper in 1997. Since then, the goal has been to keep Filipinos active and involved in the community.
Everything affects them. And Filipinos, I know sometimes we sound naggy, sometimes we sound too preachy, but that's part of the responsibility that the paper has embraced, to be the face, the voice, the muscle of Filipinos in America. And that's a tall order. Just to be the face is easy, right? Because what we do is we present Filipinos with their pockmarks. Filipinos, the pros and cons, and the voices are pushing for more involvement, encouraging the officials to be more responsive to our needs, to seek us out and find out what they can do to be more effective. And then the muscle, of course, is to make sure that they actually fulfill their promises to us.
Philippine News has had 2 owners, 2 editors-in-chief, and the fluctuation of employees that numbers between 1 and 120. And despite uncontrollable challenges, the once fledgling newspaper has finally cemented its place in history.
But in the future, we would also like to be circulating in Manila and telling Filipinos back in the Philippines what's going on here, and helping out those who want to come and seek their, should I say, fortune and try out their new lives here.